Unless you've been living under a rock, you've seen this clip. Yeah, that clip. Two people on top of the Empire State Building. And I don't mean the viewing deck, I mean the antenna. And one of them is down on one knee. He is proposing. The internet cried. Your aunt shared it with 3 heart emojis and a caption about true love. But pause the clip. Look closer. The banner they unfurled, it's not a love note. It's a message borrowed from a dead rock legend. The camera work, that's not shaky phone footage. That's professional. Because these two have been doing this for years. And the photos from the top, well, they sell them as art for crypto. So was this really a proposal? I mean, kinda. It was also the most watched performance of their lives. And once you realize who these two actually are, you will never look at this proposal the same way again. Now, make no mistake, this is the craziest marriage proposal in human history, by far. And like everyone else, you think you just watched a spontaneous romantic moment. But you've been lied to. What you actually watched took meticulous planning, 2 tourist tickets, 8 hours of hiding inside the most famous building on earth, and a pair of cut padlocks. Which is why the state of New York is calling this proposal, and I quote, a burglary. There are 5 things about that morning nobody's telling you. They get crazier as we go, and the last one could genuinely turn this wedding into a prison visit. But let's begin at the very start. Because who even are these two? Meet Angela, born in Moscow, Russia, into an actual circus family. Her parents were acrobats. And while most kids dream of running to join the circus, Angela ran away from one. By 7, she was doing rhythmic gymnastics, but later on, by her 20s, she became an art teacher, which is a normal, safe, ground-level job, which she quits so she can hang off of cranes for a living. Her mother must have been so relieved. And then meet Ivan. He is quiet, methodical, the kind of a guy who reads a building's blueprints the way you read a menu. Honestly, it runs in his family because his great-grandfather designed airplanes. While some families pass down recipes, his passed down blueprints and a complete disregard for altitude. In 2016, these two went to China together and climbed Goldin Finance 117. At the time, the tallest construction site on the planet, all the way up to the crane. Most couples' first big trip is like Paris, croissants. Well, theirs had a safety briefing of exactly 0 words. And this is the but that explains everything, they didn't stop. For 10 years, tower after tower after tower. In 2022, they spent over 30 hours climbing Merdeka 118 in Malaysia, the 2nd tallest building on earth, and finished with an acrobatic pose on the spire. Angela balanced on top of Ivan. No harness. There's never a harness. Their entire safety equipment is thrust and upper body strength. So at that point, obviously, Netflix called. They made a whole movie about them. Skywalkers, a love story. So when I say these two are professionals, I mean it literally. This is their job. Remember that word, job, because it's gonna matter. Which brings us to what they did next. Because how do you even break into the most famous building on earth? On Tuesday evening, these professionals walk into the Empire State Building. At 9 p.m., they buy tickets on the 86th floor observatory, like any tourists. They go through the metal detectors, security screens them, everything is normal. And I need you to appreciate this. It is the most polite break-in in history. They are the only burglars ever with a receipt. But here's the thing about tickets, right? Tickets get you in, but no one checks if you ever leave. So while every other tourist rides the elevator down, our 2 lovebirds slip into a maintenance room and wait. The building closes, the lights go quiet. And for 8 hours straight, these two sit silently in a closet, in the dark, inside the most famous building on earth. Then, at 5 a.m., they decide to go for it. Step 1. A hatch opens on the 102nd floor. Out they come. Tools ready. Step 2. The wall brackets holding the security cables unscrewed, one by one. Step 3. A locked gate. They climb around it, politely. Step 4. 2 padlocks between them and the spire. Snip, snip. By sunrise, they're above it all. And look, investigators noticed something here. You don't find a hiding spot like that by luck. They believe the couple had scouted this building before. Because in Angela's own words from years ago, security always has a blind spot. She didn't find the blind spot that morning. If you ask me, she found it a long time ago. Then the antenna, the banner, 30 minutes on top of the world. The kiss, the knee, the ring. Meanwhile, it takes until noon for the first 911 call. And the actual radio traffic, I swear, is like they've got a flag they're waving or something. The most viral moment of the year logged as some flag. And while they were up there kissing, the city underneath them quietly did something they never do. They turned something off. See that pole they climbed? It's not a pole. It's a broadcast antenna. The thing beaming TV and radio across all of New York. And according to the actual crime complaint, it emits high-frequency radio signals, quote, powerful enough to cause harm to the human body. They proposed inside of a microwave. Yeah. So before police could even get near them, New York had to power the antenna down. 30 minutes of the city's broadcasts interrupted for love. Somewhere in New Jersey, a man missed the end of his show so two Russians could get engaged, possibly their literal neighbor, because per court records, this couple live in East Orange, New Jersey. I'm not making that up. Oh, and the officers who climbed up after him, they ended up stuck somewhere they couldn't easily climb down from. That's not a detail, that's a felony charge. First-degree reckless endangerment. Keep it in your pocket, we'll need this later. But that just leaves the real question. Why? Why would two professionals, people who know exactly what antennas do, risk being slow-cooked at 1,500 feet for a photo? Because the photo is the product. And speaking of shamelessly monetizing a viral moment, there's a shirt and a mug about all of this in the description. They sell NFTs of their crimes, I sell mugs, we're not the same. Help me pay off my college debt. Anyway, look at the banner again. When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace. Beautiful, right? Also, it's not theirs. It's a Jimi Hendrix line, lightly remixed. This isn't a love note, it's a slogan. And you don't bring a slogan to your proposal, you bring a slogan to a launch. Now look at the footage. Angela's one, not the helicopters. Hers. The engagement ring she posted looks like a jewelry ad, because functionally, it is one. Angela sells her client photography as NFT art. The view from the top isn't a memory to these two, it's inventory. But here's the moment that gives the whole game away. While the NYPD was still working out how to get them down, Angela posted a video calling herself the mastermind of the stunt and invited her 1.2 million followers to watch live on the city's own cameras. Think about that. No film crew, no permits, no production budget. Why hire a camera operator when New York City will film it for you for free from helicopters in 4K, right? And according to a law enforcement source, that was the whole point all along. The stunt was designed to monetize social media and to generate publicity for another documentary. So simply put, this wasn't a proposal that happened to get filmed. It was a film that contained a proposal. There is just one small problem with premiering your movie on someone else's building. The building gets a lawyer. By that same afternoon, the happiest couple on the internet was in handcuffs, and the charge sheet reads like a wedding registry from hell. Burglary, first-degree reckless endangerment, criminal mischief, possession of burglar's tools, criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, and my personal favorite, criminal tampering, which is a lot of paperwork for one proposal. Yeah. These aren't slaps on the wrist. The burglary charge alone can carry up to 7 years. And here's what makes it wild. In 10 years of climbing the tallest structures on Earth, these two have been arrested exactly once. Just once. A single night in the Paris jail. But this time, it's New York. It's felonies. And they walked out on supervised release with a court date attached. Now, the wedding has a hearing before it has a venue. And just look at that pile. Honestly, the tickets, the closet, the padlocks, the microwave, the 7 years per charge, all of that. So one guy could ask one forward question. Will you marry me? So, was any of this real? The prosecution's version, a calculated media operation. The mastermind video, the NFTs, the next documentary. The defense version is Ivan's own words. When police asked, he said he wanted to do something special for his engagement. And when they asked about the banner, he gave the only answer he could, because we believe in love. Here's what I think the internet is missing. For these two, there's no difference. The climax of their Netflix film is an acrobatic pose where she is alive only because he doesn't let go. Performing at the edge of death isn't the thing they do for love. It is the love. And honestly, the man hid in a closet for 8 hours, cut through 2 padlocks, climbed into a microwave, and picked up 7 felony charges just to hand over a ring. Ladies, if he wanted to, he would. This one just really wanted to. And before you judge him, I mean, basically everyone performs their relationship online now, right? The anniversary pose, the couple photo you retake 11 times for the grid. These two are just crazy enough to do it at 1,500 feet. So, what do you think? Was this about love or was it an orchestrated media stunt?